Alright, good evening everyone. This is the Select Board Water Commissioner meeting for June 26th of 2023. I'll read tonight's agenda. Under new business, we got to approve the grand list extension request. Make a decision on continuing the Crow Hill Water Project. We need to sign some warrants, we need to approve meeting minutes, we need to sign a loan document for People's Trust Company, and we need to go into executive session to speak with personnel. Is there anything else that needs to be added for tonight?
Is that for the truck for the People's Trust? Okay.
I'd like to discuss paving the parking lot.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so we will jump right into the meeting. Take a motion to go into executive session.
Make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We will go into a short executive session and then we will come back to the regular meeting. Alright, we are exiting executive session. We spoke with the town employee about how things are going with his job and everything else, and so we're back into our regular meeting. We might as well jump right in and get some warrants and stuff signed here. Those.
That'd be just about done.
Yeah, we are. So this grand list extension request is 15-day extension. That should be able to wrap it up.
He's hoping.
Okay. So do I need a motion for this, or you just need to sign it?
Who needs that extension?
Grand list,
Good.
accessories.
Okay. Do you need to make a
Just
motion?
have to approve it.
So on this, Crow Hill Water Project, do we want to continue that?
Did you get any feedback from them?
The only thing is that we signed that contract for them to do, the engineering and permitting, and they're charging us.
Charging us to do the permitting.
That's the contract. So that's the permitting.
So the permit's good for a year.
Have you heard back from them?
I don't know.
Do you know how long the permit is good for?
I don't know that either.
I think there's a year.
I know what? It's a year.
Good check, I guess, with permit, you might as well have the permit. Okay, it says. Things don't change much for us if the first house is, they want it, right? We still do the same amount of work to get it to them.
Yep.
we've signed the agreement that we're gonna have them do that.
It must be good for quite a while, because did he say it took a while to get approved?
And it'd be the thing, if we wanted to do it 10 years down the road, it looked good to them that we've already done it,
Right.
even if we just have a fresh in it.
Mhm.
By the engineering and stuff.
For the rock finds over at the school, did they contact Seth to bring that over? Or how do you know he had to bring that over?
Yeah, they,
Sabrina?
Sabrina called me, or texted me and asked if we could get some to fix the field. And so I called staff,
Good.
and asked him to figure out what we could use over there. That's the range of products, just switched it just a little bit.
Yeah.
You got her till, what do you got?
It says 16, but then we got blue rock finds, 14, but it says 16 over here. Somewhere's in there? I don't know.
Is it $16 per yard?
16.
Oh, $16, yes, 14 grams, yeah. That's- As I flipped to the next page, I figured that out.
So we're gonna go ahead and let them finish the permit and engineering on that project.
I think if we signed,
Yeah.
we're ready to go for it.
Okay.
Robert gave us an estimate too on how much that,
I think it was 16,000 and we paid with tonight's 12.
Freaks and all that. They need all this information on us, so. Social security, date of birth, and all that stuff.
It's you and David.
Just me and Dave.
I think those are the two.
Everybody else is good. Looks like we're on the hook for the new truck bid.
I'm surprised it wasn't Rick, but
Yeah, I know, cause I did it, he did it for the, what did we buy, the truck? You did too,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah,
We had a big discussion about
I
that.
don't exactly my son here.
That's for Fort Credit?
no, that's for People's Trust.
People's Trust. We've got a note here, we're gonna sign
Damn it, Sheldon.
People's Trust, for a principal of $102,795.
That is the correct amount too. Right,
As far as I know, yeah,
I think it might be in that basket.
it can be available, it might be available for pickup on Thursday.
With an interest rate of 2.8%. It'll be four payments of $22,318.09.
So it looks like it's gonna be that.
First payment's June 26th of 2024.
Do that study and get that permit, to see how long it's good for. Kim, was that bill in here from Good You, is that for up on Duffy Hill?
Yes.
Finding it, so that's why. I'll let you find it.
As far as.
Oh, that's good for it. I have to look at it, it's good for both of them.
Did you copy the contract that you signed with them?
You know, with the package.
That's right. My car just broke down. And I'm parked, I don't have a phone. Can I borrow a phone? No, I'm sure. Perfect. The day I don't have my cell phone.
This is the second meeting.
Uh,
You look very good.
Did I flip past it 4 times probably?
Was it 28 for 900 or was I looking at the wrong one?
24.
24.
24.
That was for ditching up there, right? Or a culvert?
Moving running excavator culverts and ditching Duffy Hill. Current roads.
He didn't. 3 culverts on that
Joe, were you around? You know, I saw what I did out there.
He didn't do that one spot though, I gotta talk to him about that.
As I see that, there's a gap in between.
Not the crest of that hill.
Yep.
Did those two culverts, but he didn't do the crest of that hill where that spot was. Did four culverts. Quite a bit of ditching.
Yep.
Do we have time up there, Phil? Just doing that. That'd be Kim. Right.
What were you asking about the Otter Creek, you want to see the contract?
I just wanted to see how much we, and how much we really said we were going to go ahead with it.
There's their invoice, in case you want to see how they.
So a heads up to everybody, the governor's coming
Here?
here. Stop for a water stop down here, he's gonna be touring the rail trail
Just biking them.
on 7/15, July 15th.
Yeah.
His schedule is 8:55, he's gonna arrive in Sheldon at the historical society on Bridge Street.
Town that weekend.
Everybody else, we'll see him. I think Bernie's gonna be with him.
Yeah, some documents.
I don't know, I flipped them over, so I hope you did.
Nope. Not on this one.
Yeah, that's what we sent over first.
That's a lot of shit.
Good enough.
Sorry. minutes from the previous meeting. Select Board Water Commissioner meeting from June 12th, 2023. President Seth Hungerford, David Blowett, Richard P.E.G, Stephen Dodd, Nick Norris, Kim Dufresne, Dustin Macy, from the Planning Commission, Mike Johnson, Jim Childs, and Seth Cattell from the Highway Department. At 7:40, opened the meeting, read the agenda, addition made to discuss Route 105 meeting. Dustin Macy requested to name the subdivision off of Rice Hill Road, Jalen Lane. Nick motion to approve the road name, seconded by Rick, motion carried. Mike Johnson from the Planning Commission asked the board if a decision was made for the use of the town forest on Sweet Hollow Road. Board's decision was to leave it as it is. If in the future the town decided to do something, it would have to be voted on by townspeople. Seth Hungerford motion at 8:15, Seth Hungerford motion to go into executive session to talk with the highway department, seconded by David, motion carried. 9 o'clock, we exited executive session, discussed the clothing allowance, $750 for pants and boots, town supply shirt, sweatshirt and jacket. Raises for the highway, Jim got $1 and Seth got 50 cents. So that brings Jim to $25.50 and Seth to 27. We signed fleet permits and warrants 2321 and 2323. I read the May 22nd meeting minutes. Nick motion to accept as read, seconded by Rick, the motion carried. Board discussed an email from Franklin County Sheriff John Grismore. The select board would like to meet with the sheriff to discuss how many hours and what costs would be. The clerk will set up a meeting. Nick will also follow up with Swan Police Department about availability for police coverage for the town. Rick discussed the meeting with V-Trans on Route 105, Woods Hill and Macy Road intersection. V-Trans would like to remove the pavement on the pull-off that was the parking lot for the store and install reflective poles to keep traffic from widening the corner. The town would be responsible for installing poles on Woods Hill Road. The board read an email from Dan McDonald to install flashing stop signs on the corners of Main and Bridge Street. The board feels that there is adequate signage in the village that enforcement is needed. The board agrees that the funds would be better allocated to pay for enforcement. Rick reported that the fire department received a $200,000 grant for air packs and a compressor. At 10:25, Rick motion to adjourn, seconded by David, and motion carried. Take a motion to accept these minutes as read. Second on that.
Second it.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There's 2 of those in there too. Such a silly one.
I didn't get the second one.
Did I miss
Third
anything?
one, either. This is on Scott. This top part, agents with authority, that's you, right?
And is this at this all of you?
It's all of us.
You guys are the agents.
It's got officers and an authorized treasurer, agent, that'd be you.
I'm still thinking you guys have
You do?
So,
Okay. Is there anything we're gonna pay for stretches on the road?
I'll follow up with Jim again.
Are they also doing the culverts on Sweet Hollow Road, or is that gonna be part of the larger project?
Larger project. So I heard from Seth today, Heald Road is back opened as of this afternoon. Still mulching, still ditching and mulching to do tomorrow and Wednesday. And they touched up the
I
culverts.
guess I have to, that's down below where the letters are, that's where I put whatever you guys can do. Like you guys can't make a deposit, so you won't be listed on that deposit line, you won't be listed on writing checks or.
Then he said he's finished mulched on Sweet Hollow Road, touched up the 4 intersections of the culverts and added some 4-inch stones at the ends of the culverts today, so it's
Ready for payment?
ready for pavement. But they probably ditched, we'll probably say 3/4 of the road, or at least the uphill side, not all of it, but the majority of it was definitely done. The 2 culverts over near Fern Ledge, one right next to Elliott's, and then one right next to my house. Just make sure it comes back.
On top? On top.
Alright.
Take that one back, right? This one? Yeah. Can you sign it at the authorized agent spot, or is you want to cross that out just for officer?
I you can cross out the officer.
They didn't even like it in days. Maybe make a truck panel. So I need to fill out this permit then, we're gonna.
I think you just need to sign it and Robert will finish
Just
it.
cross out the.
Because I think it's
and then
finished,
make it
just needs to be
opposite.
signed.
Alright.
You want to try to three of them? Yeah, just a question actually. After we met there a few weeks ago, or whatever, it was a month ago at the fire station, we looked at some of those things.
Yep.
It was mentioned that, and I think we signed a contract for some other paving. Was there anything ever signed for the fire station paving parking lot?
So-
Or agreed upon, put it that way.
We went over and looked at it and we
Yeah.
hadn't made any decision on it.
Right.
And I talked to Jimmy from Hungerford, and he said that the only way to know what was there is to basically go over and on that back parking lot where the stone was, to know what was there, if it's just stone or if it's stone and fabric or what, is basically take a shovel and dig test parts to see what was there.
Okay.
That was his, he said he didn't actually estimate it, that his office did, and that, but he said if that's what it looks like, he goes, if there's a lot of grass coming up with it or lots of soil material, then he goes, it's probably just on top of that. And I said, oh, it looked pretty stony. I said, it could be a good layer of stone, but I said, I'm not 100% sure. He goes, if it's gonna be for heavy truck use, then, you know, you may wanna take it out, but if it's just for a light truck, you know, for their parking, he goes, you'll probably just be fine to go over it or take a small shim out of it just so it matches up a little bit. That's how we left it, or that's how, when I talked to him about it, and we didn't discuss it at the last meeting, so.
So is that actually, is it gonna, we're gonna move forward with that this year? The paving?
We haven't discussed it yet, but yeah, I mean, it's. Where are we gonna come from the funding to do it? That was, how much was that one?
I don't know,
Is it in there?
because I was under the impression that we were gonna budget for it next year, the same way that we did, you know, the basketball tennis courts. At the time we said, hey, here's our paving budget for the roads, and then the extra, we said, okay, we went to the line item for it, so we budget X amount for these. And even we budgeted, I think, 10,000 for that, so that's enough to cover both those projects, so we're kicking the tennis court one down the road till next year. It's gonna be, for what,
Yeah,
6 months left in the budget conversation.
cause it was 5346 to do the back parking lot, and then 850 for the front. My only concern with the front, and this is personal, is now we're making 3 saw cuts at every one of those door bays. Now we got 9 locations for water to go in between, you know, like, I know there's definitely bumps there, but like not terrible. But it's also like, if we now saw cut and they patch it, now we got water can get here, here, in here, all 4 sides, and I don't know what that's gonna do. That's my only concern with that right there, doing it that way. I don't know, maybe better to make one giant one, so that way we don't have those little spots in between, and take it all out, so that we have less of it's only one big giant patch, instead of those 3 little spots. I know they're not little, they're 14 by 2, but still, you know what I'm saying, like, that's my personal, like, I'm just worried about all those spots of, like, they have water can go here, here, and here, and then go here, to do and destruct it. But again, that's just my personal thoughts on that. In the back, I mean, where's it gonna come from? That's my only, because we didn't budget anything for it, so.
I mean, if we have the money, I mean, your budget is pretty locked. We only did, yeah. So it's not nothing in the fire department. I mean, if we can pull it from somewhere else where we haven't spent money, I'm not opposed to it. I just, it's the impression that we were in budget and then do it after that.
I mean, it's nothing you have to have this year, right?
No, I was just
No, no,
curious,
yeah.
well, no.
I mean, yes, it
We've
would
been
be
waiting,
nice.
yeah, we've been, yeah.
Yeah, you've
waiting
been
for a while.
waiting for a while, but it's, yeah. Like, this is the first I've ever heard of it, so.
No, we're gonna be having just a class going on, the firefighter 1 class starting up, and Sheldon's hosting it, so there's gonna be more traffic out there, and I was kinda curious when the paving was gonna start, if it was gonna start this year, so.
So it's a total of like 6,000 for the back and front.
Yeah, just,
Yeah. Find anything in there?
No. Nothing floating around that would be available.
I'd like to wait, but that's just my, I know it's $6,000, but I'd just like to wait and budget it for next year.
of course, that price will go up by then. Right, I mean, it's a big,
Yeah, pay it across the board as
Right.
every year.
like, it.
That could always be something that's added into wherever we have to do the big paving too.
Mm.
I mean, they did the whole parking lot when we had Whitcomb's do Sweet Hollow the first time. So maybe that's something, I know Mill Hill or Shaw Hill's gonna need a little help at some point, so. I'm swinging in.
Incorporated in one set dark still. Like we want this right here done in their whole pricing, then they know.
Yeah, however,
Yeah.
Okay.
And while we do the project on the infrastructure down there, is pavement part of that federal money that's part of that, but obviously close it
Depending
back
on
up.
how we do it, yes, yeah, it would be.
I mean, I think there's enough of trailers parked nearby, that stormwater runoff would be, there's funding for that as well,
Oh,
for some of those areas, and that general area.
yeah, I definitely think that whatever we do down there, it's gonna be obviously the sewer is the first, and then whatever's with the stormwater is next, and then everything on top is gonna be all one project, whether it's from the post office, is that kind of where the problems start?
Between the post office and Todd's garage, isn't it?
So post office down, if we kind of say from there, that section of road,
And it's kind of,
and that's where the stormwater kind of is gonna start too, is from there down. Incorporate all that into one. If we're just gonna do the permitting on this, then we should be thinking about getting those people involved so we can talk about doing that project, because that last,
You're working on trying to get a camera down there.
he's gonna try to do the lower section where it keeps plugging on them, down by. And you could also try to have them camera lit too, I guess. It's
I know
just
we
kind of above Todd's
couldn't get a
garage.
camera down through there the first time, right? But we could try to figure it out, or at least figure out how far it goes down.
Because by the end of this calendar year, we need to have the end of next calendar year.
We don't, our money is already spent. So we just moved that to the general fund. We've already accounted for how we spent that money. We did it through payroll, all benefits for, so our money is already accounted for ARPA.
Okay, so we don't have to, okay. But we still have it, just,
Yes, we still.
I have to ask.
I just wanna make sure.
If you look in the town report, it's in there, it's under the ARPA fund, but it's all there.
But we're gonna use some of that to use for the Hill Road. I will say that was a giant box culvert. Ridiculously big. Have you been in there and looked at it yet?
I drove down one time there on Saturday.
Massive, it's like,
Why was the reason for such a big one?
It's Fairfield Pond,
You could drive a boat through there. Yeah, in case the line from Swan never breaks, I guess.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
No.
that's what that water's, that's where the water's coming from.
Not
Yeah.
interesting.
it's massive. They're a little heavier than St. Louis thought they were supposed to be too.
Heavier than what we put in Chava Road.
Paying a hard time.
That one would be more suitable for train traffic than the one we got on Chava Road.
Yeah.
That's gonna be up for discussion here. Now things are quieting down, I'm gonna get all of the. Is that in the library back on the trail division there?
It is. Is that paving gonna be shortly down there? On Shawville?
That's what I was just asking, he's gonna check with,
Would be the peak makers.
we're getting citizens complaints on Shawville, we need to get that maybe.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Kim's getting phone calls. All right, is there anything else? Sign?
Is this the people's trust? They got any information?
Yeah, they said the same thing to us.
I'll get those minutes, I'll reach out to them tomorrow and get the official minute breakdown.
So fire department
It's
paving,
on
we're
the
gonna budget
city,
next
yeah.
year, is that
Oh.
the, it was?
Never did do any
Just
motion
one
on that.
time,
No, you
Good
just
stuff.
have to
Good
see.
stuff.
What's that?
I didn't mind, but-
How the discussion was over, the tennis court or whatever.
Yeah, for our life, give us
The
a
one
good
that
job.
quoted,
No, I had one spot and they still have, they refilled out.
that's
2
what
years
we're
ago.
doing, basketball.
And we're gonna
So,
Budget for the tennis court next
the
year.
truck supposed to be done?
Yeah, possibly Wednesday.
Cause we don't do
What's
the
our,
big full fence up.
what's our course of action gonna be with the other truck? What are we thinking? Put it out for bids, put it out for sale,
Do you wanna do it now or do you wanna wait on it?
that's what I'm saying, you know. Or is this something we need to do before fall, probably?
I think
You
it
know,
was,
it's the best time to get rid of it, just before the plowing season, you know, in the fall.
Yeah, maybe a landscaper will pick it up
maybe in the summer landscaper would, or maybe,
and just get it cleaned up, and if somebody wants to buy it, put some for sale signs on it, and
Did the town finish books on their yet?
I don't know, I didn't notice it there.
I don't believe it.
yeah, it wasn't there towards the end of school, it wasn't, I didn't notice it
There
there.
for a while, but I haven't seen it.
Cause it was on the lake for a long time, and then we moved it to the
What were
middle.
they asking for that, you know?
I'm not sure, I know they lowered their original price, but I'm not sure what the final.
Yeah, I was just curious. It looked about same as ours or somewhere in that same. must be, we could get some advice on what that'd be,
Mhm.
booking value or whatever, and we can try to sell it, or we can,
We can throw it up for sale for a little while and see what happens, and then if we haven't gotten anything, we can move the location of it and try it that way, or.
run it down to farmer's auction too. That's coming in the fall.
Or put it up for
Yeah.
sealed if we want, and have a minimum bid on it, and
We'll let them get that new one and get that one cleaned up, they can do some painting on the frame or whatever.
Yep.
Spend a lot of money on it, but just clean it up good.
Yep.
Alright, is there anything else we need to discuss? What's availability to do a interview? You guys, can you do it that during the week, or you want to wait till next meeting, you want to wait that long, or? What's your thoughts on that? Wait and see if we get more applications in?
Yeah, next week.
Do we know, did it go out in the
It's going
town
in this week.
this week?
So it's not out yet.
So this is just kind of word of mouth must be.
And we'll wait and see what happens at the time. Because we're paying for the act, might as well see any response to it and have what we want.
do you wanna try it? We'll know should know maybe next week if Kim gets anything.
Yeah.
Then if we need to, we can do it all in a night, or if we have multiple, we're gonna have to do a separate night, but. Or we can just talk to this one and then go from there, you know, at least we started with one, you know what I mean, like, does it hurt?
Easier to interview and then we still wait 10 days for,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Do the end of the week, or just tell them that we're, you know, the person that we're waiting to, you know, this cycle to go out and.
Yep.
Could do that. Or we can just wait till the cycle, I don't care, I'm up for either way.
Well, why don't we see what this week brings, if it's gonna go out, and then. Back home.
Okay.
Alright, I think that's it then, huh?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.